back to the channel. So a couple of weeks ago, actually it's already been a couple of months ago by the time I upload this video. So a couple of months ago I went to Melbourne and was there to visit my brother who has been working there for over a year now. Now Melbourne, it's a really great place and it's really beautiful. They have lots of wide open spaces, lots of parks, and generally it's a very great place to be in the drone hobby and having racing mini quads, flying mini quads, and everything. So yeah, I was there a couple of months ago, and we were supposed to be there to visit my brother, but as it turns out, when we went to Melbourne, he actually had a business trip here in the Philippines, so we had to book a hotel along in Collins Street. It's in the center of the Central Business District of Melbourne.
Videohan ko muna yung ating
Kaya trolley ko bahala.
bahay habang wala kang...
Kaya trolley ko rin bahala.
But pag service apartment, may siniservice ka. It's the toilet, and then it's connected to both
Ano ba
rooms.
si Eps? Hala, hindi nga si Eps.
Dito ang connected nga sila eh.
But it was really great, and so we stayed in that hotel. It's more like a serviced apartment, but it was a really great place. And just walking around the Central Business District, it's a great change from here, from the Philippines, where it's really polluted over here, very crowded, lots of people. So over there, it was there were lots of parks, lots of wide open spaces, and even during rush hour. Rush hour there would be comparable to, to Sundays over here. So it was really great, a really a big change of pace. So on when we got there, it was actually very early in the morning, and check-in time was around 1 p.m. or I think 2 p.m. in the afternoon. But we were already there at the hotel around 8 a.m. So we had to kill time, and we spent that first morning. We just went around town, walked around, and took a look at whatever sites and places that we could see in around the Central Business District of Melbourne. So we're here at Batman Park, and it's quite a funny name. It's one of the smaller parks here near the hotel. Actually, we're still actually waiting for the check-in time. It's we got here like around 7 a.m. Melbourne time, and I'm just right now just checking out the parks in the area, and I don't know, maybe let's see if maybe we can do some flying around here one of these days. This could be another promising place where I could fly my quad, except that higher chance of bird strike, and there is a sign that says no camping, trespassers prosecuted. First night was crazy though. So in the middle of the night, around 2 or 3 in the morning, the fire alarm sounded all across the building, all across the hotel, and we were wondering, is this like a fire alarm test or something? But no, it was a real fire alarm going off, and so everyone was in their jammies, in their pajamas, and or whatever they were wearing. We had to rush to the fire exit and climb down a couple of flights of stairs. We were on the 10th floor, so you had to climb down. Or was that the 12th floor? Anyway, we had to climb down to the ground floor via the fire escape, and there were fire trucks all over the place, firemen all over the place. And when I asked one of the firemen what happened, actually, there was some guy one floor above us or one floor below us. It was really near the floor that we were staying at. Apparently, he left the Apparently, he left the stove open, and the food burned, and that was what triggered the fire alarm. And by the time we got to the ground floor, the firemen had already cleared all of the floors, and finally declared the fire was out. So we all went back to each of our rooms, and since it was still really, really early, around 3 or 3:30 in the morning, we still had a couple of hours of sleep to catch up on. So yeah, that's what we did. All right, seems I found an isolated park where no one else is around, and I think that maybe we can get a little bit of flying in here. It's just beside railroad tracks, but it's not going to be a problem. We're just going to do some very, very, very casual flying. So yeah, let's check it out. So the sun's going out and it's getting darker. My drone's still in the tree, but yeah, I'm hoping that someone from the Melbourne Multi-Rotors Racing Club or the Drone Club can help me out. They told me about a guy named Pierce Collins, who apparently makes a living out of getting things out of a tree or something. I think he climbs buildings for a living. I'm not sure. So I've sent him a message, and I'm hoping that he gets to see it and he helps me out. Right, it's been a crazy night. So this afternoon I went out to Wellington Park to fly my quad, fly Damon. And well, I found myself stuck in high on a tree about 20 feet. But thankfully, a couple of days back, I joined this Facebook group for people, for pilots here in Melbourne, and posted a message that I got myself stuck in a tree, and maybe someone could help. So they pointed me to this guy. His name is Pierce Collins, and he charges. It depends on the situation. He charges to fetch your drone out of the tree. So he was asking for $150, and I was thinking like, my quad is worth $150 maybe. So it doesn't make sense to pay $150 just to get a $150 quad. But thankfully, some more people went out, messaged me, and said that they'd help out and bring a ladder and try to get that drone out. So waited for them at Wellington Park at 8:30 p.m. and they brought this ladder, and unfortunately, even with the ladder, we couldn't get the drone out. But thankfully, they had some rope in their car, and they tied up a stick to the rope and threw it to the branch. And after an hour and a half, our arms are sore, but at least we got the drone out.